Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to teamfortress.tv. I'm trying to talk as fast as possible because we've got a lot to get through tonight. It's a huge amount of things. It's a huge game. I'm talking about ETF2L Season 38, Upper Bracket, Round 1, baby. It's the important games, the ones that you skip over onto YouTube for. Woohoo! Let's go. We're in our Round 1 bracket. You heard me. And we're covering our Feint Gaming versus Top 5 Rocket. We've already had our Global Clan fiasco. They've been knocked down into the lower bracket already, but we're in that upper bracket of round one, and I've got not just me talking fast, I've also got the fast talking Irishman himself. Dempsey, how are we doing, my man?
Man, I'm doing pretty good. Excited for this game. It should be a bit closer than Nerd Rage versus Global Clan, but kind of very similar to every season in Prem that's ever existed. There is a big gap between second and third. So hopefully this game will be nice and fun and interesting, but maybe a bit quicker than we'd like.
Yeah, quick is in the name of the game right here. Not only in gameplay, but in talk as well. Wiethoofd, our production guy, talks so quickly, it's like you can't even hear him. Trust me, he is just talking really quickly. Anyway, we're going to have a look over at our bracket, over at the challenge or the tables, and just see what got us to this point before we even get into the nitty-gritty of the round one upper bracket. So this is pretty much the sort of state of what 7 weeks looks like here, Dempsey, and it's looking like there's a fair gap between that second and third place.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it is about Prem, but there always seems to be that big disconnect between the top teams and then maybe the lower bracket teams, the teams that maybe find their way barely into the playoffs. There always seems to be a big disconnect of just cohesion and coherence as a team.
Yeah, it is truly a Cinderella story if it's going to happen tonight. But let's see what shoes these Cinderella teams are even wearing. Let's head on over to the rosters. We're going to start off with Cinderella herself, top 5 Rocket, and see what she's packing. So, over on this roster, Dempsey, we've got Moolah on Medic, Elacore on Deberman, Callback on that Pocket Soldier or Roaming Soldier. I swear these guys change it all the time. I'm not keeping track. Forgive me, Twitch chat. Duo is going to be playing the other soldier class. QB and Neo on those scout class as well. Is there anyone that particularly jumps out at you here? And I'm going to make it hard. Don't pick Elacore.
Okay, well, let me reformulate a second guess then.
Okay, fine. You can pick Elacore. Tell me about Elacore. And we all see it coming. Tell me about him.
I mean, I just love Elacore. He's probably one of the most mechanically proficient demos to have touched the game in quite a while. Him and Moolah did win Prem together on the Nerd Rage roster those seasons ago. And I think this season, might be a chance for, I think, France as a nation to prove that they have what it takes to pull it off as a full French team.
Oh, magnifique! Oh, that is a sell on France if I've ever heard one. Let's head over to Feint Gaming, the nation belonging to Dumtum. Feint Gaming here. So Feint Gaming is going to be comprised of Vanny on Medic, Mac on Demoman, Hugo on that Pocket Soldier, Opti on that Roaming Soldier. See, I know these soldiers. Voxy on that Roaming Scout, and Yeehaw on that Pocket Scout. So, is there an Elacore-esque person on this team here, Dempsey, or are they quite more even piece on this team?
I would say, as a whole, the big equalizer that Feint have to give them the edge above top 5 are their scouts. I mean, Voxy and Yeehaw are both just insane at the video game. Yeehaw has always kind of been known as a star scout. In the past few seasons, he's really, shined in Prem. But Voxy hasn't been anything to sneeze at so far this season. Voxy's been showing that he really does have what it takes to play at the top level of Prem.
All right, what other stats have we got here? We've got a lot of stat pages. I want to just show them off because they look so lovely. So whilst you've managed to take it all into its chat, pause if you want to say on any more of these stats because we've got some head-to-heads, baby. Let's look at the big head-to-head that I know Dempsey's going to like. It's Elacore versus Mac. All right. Now that you see the raw stats in front of you, does this dim the light on Elacore a bit, or does he just shine a bit brighter?
I think even though Elacore may only be ranked 4th in kills, that kind of thing, I would say teams as a whole play a lot stronger around their demo than top 5 do. I think top 5 Rocket have a very demo-centric roster, but I don't think they, help their demo out as much as a team like Nerd Rage might.
I think you've hit the nail completely on the head there. When you're the star demo man on a team, you obviously your stats are going to be a bit more starful, but you can see it shown a little bit there in the sort of deaths per map compared to Mac as well. Also, it does help getting more ETF2L points, winning more of those matches, having less close affairs. But let's close the heads to heads now because we've got even more to unpack. Because need I remind you, it's a best of 3. We're in the bracket playoffs now here, Dempsey, and that means we have got multiple maps, not just 2. We've got 3 of the bad boys at least. Well, maybe not at least, but possibly, maybe, we'll see. But let's head on over what those particular maps are going to be. And I should have the list right here. There we go. Okay, so over on the map, picks and bans. Top5rocket bans out Product. No shocker here. They had a match with Feint Gaming in the season, and they lost out to Product lost out to Feint on Product quite convincingly, so no shocks at that. Feint then ban Granary. A bit of a question mark for me. Maybe they just don't like that map. Feint Gaming then picks Sunshine. Top5rocket then picks Metalworks. Feint Gaming bans Gullywash. Top5rocket bans Process. And the decider, obviously left in the pile, is Snakewater. Anything jumping out at you, Dempsey, here in your tactical mind?
I think both teams are playing really well to what they have going for them as teams. I mean, Feint are picking Sunshine and banning Granary because I think maybe they're trying to play more of a scout-centered style of TF2. They want their scouts to have lots of room, lots of high ground to play on. Granary is one of those maps where, there's just so many choke points, it can be quite difficult to get the high ground and focus people down as scout. Sunshine, much more open map, much more things to do as scout. And the same logic goes for, I think, why top5rocket will pick Metalworks. There are just an infinite amount of places to put a sticky trap on Metalworks.
Yeah, you're rightly so. And I think you can even see some of that in the later bans as on top of that Process, quite scout heavy. And there was the other ban that just escapes me now. Gullywash ban, I guess the soldiers have more of a fun time on that sort of play, especially demo man centric on that Gullywash map, so I can understand why Feint would ban out that map. But maybe it's all for naught, because these are the 2 top teams, one of the top 4 of the top teams in Prem that managed to get to this point. You're kind of expecting that they're going to be at the cream of the crop, they're going to be fine on whatever map they pick, because every time I bring the players in here, Dempsey, they always tell me it doesn't matter which map we pick, it's just down to us. So let's see if that is actually the case tonight, though. So you've got all the stats, you've had all the match pages, you've had all the stats, believe me, Dempsey, to really digest things. Who's really jumping out of you as the top dog in this sort of upper bracket game?
I mean, I think it just has to be Feint. I think whenever you watch Feint play, they are just that step ahead of top5rocket. But at the same time, this is the first time in a long while ETF2L have brought back in the double elimination playoffs format. So even though we mightn't see top5rocket come out on top today, that doesn't mean they're out of it. They still have a chance to come back, play more TF2, and get a better result for them.
When they made that sort of double elim disappear, do you think that favoured the little guy a bit more? They just had to win that one match and then suddenly they're in that sort of massive, great stage for them. They've taken out the big bad wolf. Or is this much kinder to the little team? Do they prefer to have those second chances? What do you reckon?
I reckon that small teams would like to think that double elimination, is helpful for them. It gives them a second chance, but I think there's just so much potential for upsets. And in a single elimination bracket, an upset is just the end of the road for a team. I mean, teams aren't, 200 IQ geniuses like they maybe like you to believe. They don't know every detail about the maps that the enemy plays. Sometimes, they miss a ban or they don't do their pick bans very well, and they just end up on some maps that they're not that strong on, as strong as they would have liked to think. So I think double elimination does actually hinder lesser skilled teams from making it further up the bracket. I mean, look at Nerd Rage. Nerd Rage came back from, I think, barely making it into playoffs in 4th, and then they came back to win it all.
Yeah, fair point. Now, this, because we've been talking about Double In so much, we do have to mention the other team that sadly got knocked into the lower bracket, Global Clan, and they're going to be facing off against whoever loses tonight. And do you think they've got their eyes set on a particular team? Sometimes these teams can look a bit rock, paper, scissory. While they might lose to some, they win against others. Do you think they don't want to face Feint as much as top5rocket do, or would they be quite happy to play against Feint if they end up losing tonight?
I think, at this point, Global Clan put up an amazing fight against Nerd Rage. The game was a lot more even than I would have thought, so, maybe they're just happy to play anyone, happy to show what they got.
Right, fair play, fair play. Let's decide who is going to be launched into that lower bracket of our playoff stages. Need I remind you, this is ETF2L Season 38. It is upper bracket round 1. Feint Gaming versus top5rocket. We're on our first map. It's Sunshine. It's your boy TurboTabs. It's your boy Dempsey. Wiethoofd on that production. My God, duo, can you not die for 2 seconds while I'm trying to introduce the map? We're going into our mid. They're one less man down here on this top5rocket squad, and they're trying to back out here, but they're going to pay the price. Oh, I think they're trying to back out. Neo's not quite got the message and wants to just pepper them a little bit more, but they will just go back to second for now. Not even a full retreat here, Dems.
Yeah, I mean, top5rocket really does, flip the dice and threw their soldiers into that mid, praying that, Mac was a little weak on the rollout, but it didn't cash out for them, and they had to, take what they had and just run. 2 soldiers down, there's no way you come back from that if the enemy team makes 0 mistakes.
Now, some of you are probably watching this game and thinking, my God, these teams are playing a lot more calmer, a lot more safe than what I'm expecting. I saw bloodbaths in most of these top5rocket games. Well, this is the kind of crux of TF2. Once things get a bit more serious, people start slowing down, they take less risks, and every sort of rocket is shot with a bullet of sweat right next to it. Do you think the pressure's going to pick up on any particular teams at all?
I mean, yeah, I think that's called the 7 effect. But yeah, once something's really on the line, I think it's just natural to have that kind of lack of composure, bit of fear, not knowing what's happening. Ooh, Voxy gets picked up. They're going to use this to push through Cafe, forced to Uber, and now everyone's just going to leave. Korvac even gets out. That's an amazing trade.
Oh no, and they do decide wisely to actually back out a little bit. Hugo tries to sync up a rocket jump just in time as they were pushing in, but Moolah, Balls of Steel, will only pop it at the last possible moment, and this plays right into Feint's hand. They are already backed out with all of their squad. They will get the mid capture for top5rocket, but it's looking like a seesaw effect could kick in here between these two teams.
Yeah, it looks like top5rocket are just going to have to rely on Korvac again, or Duo indeed, to just get anything done. Bomb True Choke, get the medic, get a demo, anything they can use to really push back here.
Alright, so this was the map pick for Feint Gaming, so really they should feel quite comfortable of taking rounds here or converting things out, but if things start going down, do you think doubts or, I don't know, might get into their heads at all, or are these professional gamers we're looking at here, Dems?
I think at the end of the day, we're not professional gamers. We're all human.
Whoa, calm down, right? I've won like some Haribo at LAN, okay?
I got free food at Insomnia. That was the peak of my career.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, getting pushed out to second, I think 3 minutes in, you're still going to be feeling very confident. But if this kind of continues on the side of Feint, they may be a bit more cautious. Korvac and Duo both in bombing, but he's so low already. 1 rocket onto Vanny, and that's it.
Vanny's not even surfing the rockets anymore. He invites the rockets to be shot at him, and with so much faith in his team, they do repel back those soldiers. So with 1 soldier down, that's really an advantage in a small way, even though they have the midpoint and all these sticky traps and all this awkward defensive stance. They're still going to try and give it a go over on Feint, but because things just take too long, they reset, and hopefully they can just try again.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you ever need to see an example of why people did not like the Scout medic speed debuff, this game can, at high stakes, already be so slow. You have this explosive fastness that then can be also a fast retreat, and it can really slow things down. But some people liked it, some people didn't. That's all that happens. Another bomb in on Vanny. Yeehaw and Voxy already on top of him. And Vanny's maybe thinking, I don't even need to surf with these scouts.
Oh, they dedicate 2 players in over on Feint. Opti must have called out for that. Just one little extra push from Hugo to get the force out, and it has worked out for them. They do keep everybody alive, except obviously for Callback, who's coming back for the respawn. But an Uber charge down is going to be a scary affair for top5rocket. They're trying to spam out Vanny, but Vanny's not even eating any pipes, let alone any sort of pressure here from top5rocket. They will get a pick onto Yeehaw and trying to be so greedy here over on Feint Gaming, but nothing will stop them for now. They're actually maybe humouring the idea of going back. Oh, they're trying to equally pick as well. They will find Duo, and yes, they've managed to get the greed and get the midpoint without popping that Uber. Very nice from Feint Gaming.
Yeah, that was looking dangerous there with Duo and I think Cubby all the way behind. Maybe a big pincer, but they just both got caught out by the flank.
They're seeing if they can play off what little advantage they have over on Feint Gaming, but they won't have much of it for long. They actually lose out Opti. Opti forces the medic again, though. Moolah using that Uber charge does mean that it's another kind of greedy affair that could happen for Feint Gaming. If they can push this greed here, they're in an excellent place to win the round.
Yeah, busting through Cafe, Scout Solly to go deep, but nothing to be found. Elikor in the low ground getting chased, but he's already bombed his way out. So that Uber will only take the point, and they're back to about 40% disad, but we really are seeing the 7 effect with teams just waiting, bombing in a solely, seeing if they get the ad, and then just take it in.
They do have advantage, but it feels ever so, weakened in the state of last. You always get fear of that back cap happening, so teams, usually if they have an advantage, won't even want to push out on it, but top5rocket seeming to be the contrary to this rule here, as they're pushing out with what little advantage they're going to gain in this very second now. Elikor is trying to be the space maker here, forcing out the huge combo and blob of Feint Gaming. There's a couple of casualties for both squads as they're making this push in second, and Elikor is holding the line so well, and they still haven't popped here for top5rocket, and the greed has paid off for them. Greed between both of these teams. Feint Gaming, though, want to still strike back. They have their Uber charge now. It's even Ubers, but it's not even players. Losing Hugo out does mean that Feint Gaming will have to back out here, as they don't like this map problem.
Yeah, I mean, Top 5 had the opportunity to take that in, to try and use the ad to get some kills, but they just kept it safe, evened it up, and now they're coming in through Cafe, seeing what they can get, trying to bomb Korvac in for a force potentially, but there's just so much spam there that they have to back out immediately.
It's a calm game where you see only the players with double digits in their scoreboard is the medics themselves. Everybody else is just playing so low, and it just shows the sign of respect. Usually the first sort of couple of rounds set the scene for a playoff match, and who really feels has the confidence in them, and who's just really the top dog. So nobody wants to make it easy right now. They're just giving so much respect for any sort of kills or picks.
Who do you think has the edge here so far, Turbo?
Ooh, again, it's just so hard to see. I feel like top5rocket are feeling good. This is their map pick, Feint Gaming, so the fact that they're struggling with it must give top5rocket that surge of confidence, I feel.
Yeehaw just gets caught out trying to get a frag there at Cafe, so now they're going to try and use this Uber advantage, or player advantage even, to bomb Korvac in. He's in on top of the roof. Duo comes in for the choke on top of Mac, gets picked up by a nice spam from Elikor.
That's a big pick. Pick a door, any door. You can get it for free now. That overpowered class has been cleaned up, and you can get in from pretty much any doorway without worry of sticky traps. So they do just that. They have the midpoint captured, and Hugo even went down during all the chaos as well. They're going to keep rolling with this. I think Mac, sure, he's back on the scoreboard, but he's not quite back with the team. Oh, he is. I'm a slow old man. Okay, they're throwing in another soldier, seeing if they can actually bring Mac back to the time scale I'm looking at, and he won't go down. He will keep himself alive.
Korvac just in and out. Got a rocket on Mac. Didn't think he'd get the next one. Bombed immediately out. And that's really the discipline which, is what players at the top of Prem need to avoid making these silly mistakes that will cost your team. If you can go in and you don't think you're getting anything, just get back out.
Yeah, I like how Duo and Korvac play off each other. Korvac will more than happily just kind of lap up the attention, but not really go for the full bomb. Let Duo get in for free and sort of rein in his own chaos. And they actually switch this sort of dynamic between the both of them. Must keep Feint Gaming on their toes, because it keeps me on my toes.
Yeah, I must watch more top 5 rocket games. I don't think this is definitely one of the most enjoyable soldier duos to watch in Prem so far. I think duo. Speaking of, back in, can't even hit a single rocket on Vanny. Voxy and Yeehaw just immediately in the way.
It's so cool to be a soldier and having to bomb the medic at that corner, that pit. It just feels like such a long area of travel to get to, and by the time you finally get to him, you've got 2 measly rockets at the most to lay out your damage, and you just got too much on your plate. Faint Gaming, though, making a fool out of me, getting Elacore right under my nose and top 5 rockets' nose. Yeehaw does come down to a sliver of health.
Opti forces the Uber.
Oh god, this is going from bad to worse, into the frying pan, and well, actually it's more like out of the frying pan into the fire, as they will get that second point as well as midpoint. Now they're bringing Core back on snipe. No, they're not. Okay, he's just changing classes, as they will get the second point. They're already setting up for last here for top 5 rocket, but I don't expect them to build up much, as they will have an Uber charge incoming any second now.
Yeah, they're just going to bust right in. Mac and Vanny in. Mac gets juggled a bit, gets down to sentry. Now they have to try and take space on the other side, you know, get some cap time. Mac's in, pressuring out Elacore, but he's getting collapsed on by everyone. Mac goes down, Korvac down on the flank. Suddenly this is looking rough. Cubby... Oh, Opti picks up so many frags up behind them all. It's just Mula left.
Oh no, it's just too much to ask of the man there. He can only cave in so many faces at once with that bust, and it is 1-0. It was a marathon of a round, but they will find it here on Faint Gaming on their map pick.
Yeah, I mean, that looked rough. As soon as Cubby started getting frags and reflecting people back on Pyro, I thought that was lost, but just a huge flank in there from Faint Soldiers to get some big damage and close out the round.
Really annoying for Mac here. He wants to join the mid-fight, already getting spammed out by soldiers at the start of it. Duro is going to take advantage of maybe a long flank here, but I think he's been spotted, so nothing will kind of come from that labour. Faint Gaming, though, playing their cards close to their chest. They will actually jump up now. Oh, nice little sort of soldier fight here at the choke area. Will get cleaned up and traded a piece, and Faint Gaming scouts just seem to be doing a lot more work compared to the rest of top 5 rocket and who they kept alive in that mid-fight there.
Yeah, I mean, top 5 rocket soldiers get in, they do some damage, and they try and get out, but they're just being chased the whole way by Voxy and Yeehaw.
There is a silver lining though, Dempsey. They've got Vanny though. So Vanny, it's uncharacteristic. I know. I don't expect to see that kid ever die, but he does, and he does bleed. And with this Uber charge intact for Mula as well of his life, they're going to start pushing in on heal advantage alone, I reckon.
Yeah, I mean, there's so much room to take here. Opti's trying to get something done, anything done. Ooh, 2 rockets on Mula, down to 20, but that's going to be it. Their only form of resistance there is getting Opti in, but just a little too late to get Mula.
Alright, so you've got an Uber charge over on top 5 rocket. What do? Do you Uber straight in? Oh my god,
I think you
in.
knew Galacore in.
Oh my god, who knew that the plan was to send the space shuttle for Elacore, but they've got their own Uber charge now. In the time they took to prepare the space shuttle, they've ended up not being able to capture second quick enough before they could get the Uber charge on Faint Gaming, so they just come out, guns blazing, guns golden, and just start defending that point. But everyone's been scattered. The Delta split has happened on top 5 rocket, and they need to find out these players. Oh, QB will get that sort of meat shot surprise onto Opti. It's a trade at its best, but it's still something.
Yeah, I mean, 10% Uber ad here maybe for top 5 rocket. That's really nothing usable. I mean, unless you want to nuke Elacore in again and hope for the best. But they're probably just going to be staying here. No off classes to be seen. I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen any off classes. You know, I know there are some people in the server who do love a little cheeky spy or maybe sniper. It looks like they're just trying to take room through cafe here, but everyone's so far back they're just going to be spammed back out.
I think it just is a cry to how the state of the game has been so far. Very seesawy. I don't think many teams have not had an advantage over one another, and they've actually entered the blender in for 3 over on top 5 rocket, and they're just trying to spam them out. Lots of damage coming out from Elikor at that doorway, but not quite the follow-up, neither from Elikor nor his teammates, so they will get out over on Feint Gaming, but it was a scary sight there. Duo will try and jump in, see if he can pull off. He will buy a little bit of space for his team to get in from the right-hand side, but won't really follow through as the heavy weapons guy just makes it too scary of a last point to push.
Yeah, I mean, top 5 rocket pushed that second perfectly. You know, they got their foot in the door, let Feint know they were there. But once they had their foot in the door, they kept the door open. They were ready to leave at any point. They were just waiting for a soldier bomb or Yeehaw trying to rush in and pick up someone. And they caught out enough frags that they were able to bully Feint back to last.
Oh, it seems like your order of off classes was backed up here, but it's they've all arrived at once here, Dempsey. We've got engineers, we've got heavies, we've got snipers now, the whole kit and caboodle here on this last point of Sunshine. Let's see which off class seems to be striking hard. Oh, we've even got a pyro as well. I hope you've got bingo.
Ooh, getting close. I just need to see a spy and I'll be done.
I'm sure we'll get a spy soon, because they do like to class check over on that spy class, but it's all eyes on, I think, on Voxy now. Let's see what he can kind of get brewing here on the sniper class.
Yeah, I mean, Neo is trying to peek his head around that corner, but just can't. There's so much spam. He rotates over to the left side of the lobby.
Oh,
ooh, Voxy's waiting for him.
Easy clap. I think they even had prior knowledge from Neo as well, so he should know that the sniper was there to counter-snipe him. Still went around the corner believing he would be the fastest shot, but German efficiency here. Let's see if Voxy can keep it up.
Yeah, there's a lot of angles for Voxy to shoot, especially with Hugo in making that space, but it looks like he wants to switch off. They maybe just want to try and push out here. Hugo goes down, so no, Voxy's back on Pyro to try and
we got a
some
spy.
Ubers,
Bingo,
but we
bingo.
do.
Duo though, nobody expects the duo spy, and I definitely didn't expect the duo spy, so they might expect it here on Feint Gaming. Mac, he's just doing regular spam. I don't think he's... Oh, actually no, they're checking for spies. Look at them, they're shooting blank spaces. They've got Pyro spy checking. They know everything here on this Feint Gaming squad.
Yeah, Korvac may be a little overzealous there. You know, Duo wasn't in position to go for any sort of stab. He's coming up behind Mac. Mac's so far forward, he's all alone.
Wants the Mac spy.
It's the perfect opportunity for a demo pick. Decloaks.
Oh, but here's it though. This man plays Highlander. This man plays some public games of TF2. That's just way too close to decloak near a player and not have him hear that uncloak sound. So with them one-man advantage, they're going to start pushing in, and oh my god, Korvac just got W keyed upon, and this should provide a lot of room for Feint Gaming now as their flank is kind of compromised. Oh, they will get the counter with Neo on that sniper, so that does put a little pressure. I thought they would double down on that flank a bit more there, Dempsey.
Yeah, I mean, Neo was doing, you know, poor, albeit consistent, 50 damage body shots to the soldiers, but as soon as that little scout head is poked out, his aim is ready to flick.
It must be so awkward for a top 5 rocket, because sure, you have the sniper that equal out things on the defense, but on your offense, do you dare push in with a sniper? He's not going to have much presence on that point or in the fight, and if he misses like 5 shots in a row, he might as well not been for that push.
Sniper is that, you know, high risk, high reward class. I mean, I would say if Neo goes down here on sniper and Voxy and Yeehaw are back on scout, they could even take an Uber trade out of last. Or if they get someone else and there's a sniper left alive, why not take that? Hugo goes down though, which will give Neo a bit more room.
Let me bring you the call of my people. Oh no, it looks like they've got the call of their own people over on Feint Gaming Squad. Is that 2 banners? No, that's just 1 banner. Just 1 banner, okay, I'm just hearing things. So the 1 banner comes out, the defensive banner for Feint Gaming. They're trying to push out against top 5 rocket, and they're at an impasse here. Both teams lacking some players. It looks like Feint Gaming will get proactive here. It will push out top 5 rocket successfully, despite having both teams losing some players there. Maybe humouring the idea of pushing back in. I see Elikor kind of pushing out now. They're just going to hold back.
Yeah, I mean, they still have the battalion, or the battalions to play here with, so Opti's just spamming, building it up, so much spam damage, he's going to build that up so quick. They're going to back out to last, though, with Uber this ad. Maybe we're hoping for the battalions to help them get some room, force the medic, but
Elicor's in.
immediately.
Elicor just in. They popped the Uber really early on him just to get him a successful jump on them. They're trying to play the point now, knocking off the stickies. An Uber charge comes out from Vanny, who's just farmed it now. Oh my god, speaking of farming, Hugo on the flank takes out not just one but two players. What a turnabout here for Feint Gaming. Max even going to pick up a kill against a retreating callback, and with just Mula and Neo alive, they're going to lose second and maybe even mid at this rate.
Yeah, I mean, Mac was hitting some nice pipes on that push out. Took down Elicor, took down Korvac, and just pressured the rest of them out. I mean, very aggressive with that Uber, but not too aggressive.
10 minutes left on the clock here. I know these players won't feel like there's much time left because the games and rounds have been going so slowly. So 10 minutes feels like not enough time to really get another round on the board. They're going to start pushing in, getting proactive here on top5rocket. They just Uber straight away. They want to get on top of as many players as they can. They get rid of Voxy, and they do find one scout. I believe that's Yeehaw fighting an under, but does weasel his way out of there and buys time for, most importantly, Vanny to get out.
Yeah, I mean, they played that really well, and now, you know, Feint have this Uber ad. They can take this out.
He's on top, he's sneaky, and he's got Mac with that sneaky little jump onto him with the Demo Man down. Will they push here for top5rocket? They have got an Uber charge! Oh, I've cursed the boy! The Fanny has dropped his Uber now! Move, 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 go, go, go! Every man, every blue person should be pushing into this last right now. Voxy even goes down during all the chaos. Max come back and he's like, oh my god, what have I come back to? It's a comeback, Mac.
Oh, Vanny. Just getting force-fed pipes by Elicor. That is probably the roughest way to drop.
No one likes eating their medicines, especially when they come in pill form. Oh god, it hurts. Let's see if they've taken a swig of water and just kind of cooled themselves off. We're going into our third mid of the game, and it's been quite even for both of these teams, really, I think, on mid so far. So let's see what they've got cooking here. Feint Gaming take a much more delayed approach in actually entering the mid fight because there's just so much pressure. Speaking of pressure, look at the collapse coming out from top5rocket here. They've got some wind in their sails, and they're really just powering over Feint Gaming. They need to just keep Mula alive, however. If they can keep Mula alive in this sort of chaos, they've not only won mid, but they might win the round.
Oh, I mean, I have to feel bad for Mac. Every mid does struggling to get even a foot out of flowers. It's really,
awful.
It's the thing that just makes you lose all will to live as a demo player.
Well, you're not wrong. He is certainly dying. He doesn't have the will anymore. But I mean, there's 8 minutes. 8 minutes left. I know I'm saying it feels like a short amount of time in these sort of slow, grindy games, but in FPS land, I think once things start picking up, especially at the pace that top 5 are taking it, it could feel a bit longer. Feint Gaming, though, they're on the map pick. They've got to feel confident about this map. They must have a plan in store, and they are having to deal with an Uber charge coming in from top5rocket. To get the rockets onto all the opposing red players, seeing if they could just get some damage out to lay out the foundations, maybe get a scout on point as well, but they expertly kite all of this Uber and kite out that point from being captured here, Dempsey. Oh, they even thrown a bonus scout running over Demo Man and Medic to boot. It's such value here at this last point.
Yeah, I don't know. That collapse really just immediately fell apart for top 5. Immediately 3 players down as soon as their Uber faded. And then Elicor just trying to walk his medic out, but no scout speed. You ain't getting far.
QB got some cute spot going, wants to maybe get the snipe over onto Vanny, but let's see if they'll see it coming. No, they won't. He's actually going to rotate out. I thought he was actually going to go for the forward play there. They already put stickies on the front door.
Oh, he's thinking about it. Now that he's seen how close they are, he's trying to peek it immediately down to 50. Have to back out to last, just get that sentry going. You know you're not fighting second. You can't hold it. You need to get out. Neo gets caught. Korvac almost gets caught.
Yeah, but they only lost the scout though. That's not so bad.
The Uber did come out from Feint.
Oh no, they're going to spam out the sentry goal though. All that time that QB spent building it on last, wasted. The sticky trap doesn't find anybody either. Opti's in on the flank. Will get on top of Mula. No Uber charge. Things are going awfully here for top5rocket. They try to counter-attack, but they might overextend themselves, and it's the blob coming out from Faint Gaming, pushing over the leftover remnants of top5rocket and their defense. Korvac is the last one alive, and he will go down. Duo rejoins, but goes down as well. Oh, 2-1 after that little comeback round here, Dempsey.
Yeah, wow, just perfectly played in and out, just as they needed to, didn't rush it. I was really worried at a point that Voxy and Yeehaw were just refusing to play the cap, but eventually they got on there and closed out the round.
It's got to hurt when you have such a successful mid-fight and then couldn't quite close out the game. It turns around like that, quite the heartbreaker. But they actually rotate out different for both of these teams, going from Chokeway now sick of all that pressure from Flowers, and it's looking a lot stronger for Faint Gaming. Sure, the bombs do get controlled, but look at the follow-up though from the space of that bomb from Opti and company. Mac has gone down, but Elikor has as well.
Oh, they want the refight.
It's Scout versus Scout MGE here. The Chariots are locking teeth, and with two Scouts against one, Vox is like, this is not fun, this is not fair. Oh, a slice coming out from Vanny. People wonder, why should you not run the sort of solemn vow, and this is your reason right here. Clutch moments like that, a massive play coming out from Vanny there. If he died, I could definitely see the round going for top5rocket easy.
It's still going to be rough. I mean, I think by the time top5rocket get to this last point and push in, Vanny might have 60% or so. So he's really going to need to build this Uber, make sure he gets closer to 80 and try and, you know, get it for the post-Uber fight on last to block the point maybe.
They're not rushing themselves over on top5rocket though. They are curious to see if there's any sort of pick plays or sort of more shenanigans or clutch that they have in their bag, but they're not hiding anything. They're actually just going to hold to last and hope that they can repel this Uber the good old-fashioned way with engineers. Oh, Opti, bad time to retreat out, and they've already got that point captured just about here over on the top5rocket, and there you go, the equalising round for them. It was clean, it was nice, Dempsey.
Yeah, Vanny 94% at the end of that round. You know, maybe if they built a bit quicker, could have got it, but I think they did everything they could, and top5rocket had just timed that to perfection.
So Mac is going to roll out Flowers again, but he's been getting such hatred at the start of these mids. Will kind of have his back to the wall again, opening out on these mids, and the position looks so much nicer here for top5rocket. But the spam is actually changed out. The little skirmishes and spam battles that they've made out on. Oh my god, a massive air pipe coming out from Elikor to get that little kill there and say, but the scouts are so much stronger on Faint Gaming, playing off what damage. Sure, they lose their soldiers on Faint Gaming, but that's all part of the plan, it seems.
Yeah, Faint know their strengths and they're playing to it. They know that they've got two of the best scouts in Europe to play with, so why not play with them?
Okay, on the bright side though, it's not quite the Vanny situation we have here. There's Uber charges for Moolah, and they can defend with this much easier than without one. They've got the engineer building that sentry gun. They've got the pyro to protect the sentry gun as well. So, and it's 2-2. 2 minutes left. They could edge this out here. They could bring it to a golden cap and then have it have another shot at it. They throw a soldier in on top of a reflector. Sort of, was that an air shot? That couldn't have been an air shot. It was an air shot, I've been told as well. My Neo showing talent on every spectrum of class here, and it's not just for defending sentry guns, Dempsey.
No, I mean, a good pyro is always such a wild card in sixes. You never know when they're just going to hit that air shot, get those frags. It can just be such a volatile class.
It was even a nice little air pipe coming out from Elikor as well to defend himself, so some teamwork clutchage. Opti wants to show some shenanigans himself. He's running the spy, and I don't think they see it coming at all. Okay, yes, they do see it coming.
I don't know.
Pyro is already checking for spies.
A spy and sniper with a minute 40 left, they really need both of them to die so they can push in. They need to try and get something done very quickly, otherwise the time is just going to run out for them here.
There's not much space for Opti to work with here. I'm pretty sure at this range anybody's going to hear him on this spy class. They shoot random little bits, and they eventually guess where Opti's going to be, and he has been caught out. Duo though, with a roaming soldier down, he has the opportunity to just throw his body and have no risk run to his team. So he will do just that. But yeah, they're just kind of
they're waiting for Opti. They need to wait for Opti, and then they need to push in. Woe's going to spawn.
Yeehaw! No, he gets the body shot, not even the headshot, the body shot onto Mula. They must have thought that the sniper can get the line there. They've already started to capture point. Point pressure has been applied, and actual DM pressure from all this splash damage onto the point. It's a third round for Feint Gaming, gone just like that.
What was Mula doing? Just strafing back and forth, nice and predictably, in the sniper sight line.
What? How come nobody was watching that right-hand side? I can't believe nobody just even looked at it or has a sort of job to keep track of what is happening coming in and out of that doorway. Such a free sniper line.
I'm sure it had to be called, but Mula just didn't realise where he was.
Mac? Okay. Oh, so we've only got 20 seconds left on the clock. So this is why you see such a crazy aggro game. So, whew, it's to the wire, and it is certainly close, but this is why this is the second and third team facing off against each other. Despite this being Feint Gaming's map pick, it's still very, very close here. It will, however, go to Feint Gaming and stay into the predicted scoreline. Let's see. 2-3. Oh boy, Dempsey. Any words?
I mean, that was so much closer than you would have thought. I mean, you can never blame it on a single player, but if Mula had just been out of that sniper sight line, we could have been in a golden cap right now.
Alright, boys. I know we've had enough pictures. Let's get to the mathematical breakdown of things. Let's head on over to our Sunshine log. Maybe we can sift through the ashes and just see what went wrong and what went right for both of these teams. And is there any particular ashes that kind of jump out at you here?
Well, I mean, of course, I think you see the Feint scouts just really showing their dominance. Now, it wasn't a huge gap, but I think a noticeable gap for sure. You know, they're doing that little bit more damage. They're picking up a little bit more kills, not dying as often, and that's really what separates a good scout from a great scout.
Yeah, I'm just flicking between every sort of top section, and it's actually surprisingly close. Like, everyone's tying off of each other. I don't see any sort of obvious outliers to kind of bully and pick on and say, like, this is the man that kind of did too much or too little. But yeah, everyone's keeping up with each other quite nicely.
I mean, if you take a look at the heal logs, you can see just how different these two teams are built. Elikor with over 30% heals, over 10,000 heals in that map alone, just constantly getting healed up, where then you see on Feint, they've more, you know, they're giving Voxy more heals than Mac. Yeehaw not getting many heals at all, but I guess he doesn't need them.
Speaking of Mac Daddy, like, we keep talking about Elikor so much, and Mac is just tired of us saying his name, because look at him, he's getting less heals, but he's pumping out just as much damage, much more kills as well, dying a lot less. And Elikor, sure, he kind of makes the magic happen with his air pipes and his little turnarounds and stuff like that, but Mac is just, that seems to be the solid force for the team.
Yeah, I mean, it's always that danger, you know, when you have a team that is essentially built around your demo man who's getting over 30% heals. It's always a bad game when you play against a team that maybe counters your demo a bit more. You know, maybe your demo when he got 4 hours of sleep last night. There's so many of these little factors that can go wrong when you build a team this way. And that's not a criticism of top5rocket for building a demo-centric team, because on Feint you have you know, a higher degree more towards the meta, where you're healing your scouts a lot. But then, of course, if your scouts have a bad day, that all goes down the drain as well.
So, if you're a top5rocket, you're in the locker room right now, Dempsey, and they've just come back from half-time. They're struggling, but they're putting up a fight. Are you happy about this? Because Sunshine was their map pick, and it was pretty much the very last second, a crazy last-second clutch play that made the result happen. And, you know, this is the map they reckon was the best chance to win against top5rocket. There's still got to be something to smile about that sentence.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe top5rocket soldiers were a lot more coordinated than Feint would have expected or been ready for. If you're a top 5 rocket, I don't think you're necessarily happy after that game, but you can take a lot of solace in the fact that that's their map pick, and it went down to the wire on the edge of a golden cap.
All right, Dempsey, are we going to see a third map here? Can I order that pizza just a little bit earlier tonight, or is it definitely going to be a 2-0 here?
I don't know. I mean, I think we'll have to see how good Feint are at denying Elicor this game. I think Metalworks is obviously a map that's very strong for soldiers and demo. A lot of bomb capabilities, a lot of places to put down traps. So if top 5's soldiers are on the same level as they were last map, I think this could easily go to top 5 rocket.
All right, fair point. So, I mean, it's all well and good, easy to pick out which team's going to win, but it's even easier or harder or maybe confusing to find out which team has the scoreline there. What's the scoreline going to be, Dempsey?
I think it's going to be 5-2 for top 5 rocket.
All right, you're going to look like an absolute savant of TF2 if this comes out 5-2 now. And me, I feel like this is going to come down to a long-ass 1-0. I just feel it in my bones. We're going to be in here. We're going to put on that pot of coffee because it's going to be the longest one round of your life, and it's going to just be clutched down by one team in the end. There you go. There's my crystal ball reading.
All right, well, I guess this will finally prove who's the better caster.
100%. Oh, Dempsey. Playoffs. And looking at these two teams, do you think Global Clan have anything to worry about? Do you think, from what you've seen of Global Clan in their playoff game, and they're going to be playing the loser in this, do you think they have something to worry about here? Or are they looking pretty against both of these teams?
I think Global Clan put up a good fight against Nerd Rage, but if anyone from Global Clan is watching this game, I don't think they're happy about their next game.
All right, well, we're going to find out at least a little bit sooner who they're going to be facing off against. It's match point here for Feint Gaming, but they're fighting to stay alive here at top 5 rocket. Fortunately, it's their map pick. It's Metalworks. It's ETF2L season 38, upper bracket round 1. Feint Gaming versus top 5. Let's see what's going on these mids. Hugo is what's going on in these mids. He's just taken a long ride backwards and going for the flank round. Kind of doing this sort of mini pincer move, but they don't really make sort of any play onto it though. They get a bit of damage out, but they seem unfazed here from top 5 rocket, acting strong and just walking over the map.
Yeah, I mean, there was so much spam from the side of top 5 rocket there. I mean, top 5 rocket, big bomb from Opti here onto Mula, tries to surf it, ends up forcing after Opti dies. But yeah, big spam on Mac on that mid. He just couldn't do anything.
That's a lot of players going down for Feint Gaming here. I mean, sure, calling it a force is one thing, but after so many players dying, you can just call it a good Uber, and they will get the second point. They have got a few players returning from the dead now for Feint Gaming, but they've got some players already launching in from top 5 rocket, forcing out Vanny, and if they can get just as many equalizing kills for them, maybe they could make this work into a second push, but it seems unlikely here. No red members to be found in that lobby area, so they back out over on Feint Gaming. They have to work with nothing.
Yeah, I think top 5 rocket have been a lot better at getting in and out. I think their Uber pushes have been a lot better, and I think maybe Sunshine was just a better map for Feint, but I think this is the map where top 5 rocket can really shine.
Now please, no space shuttle here, Elicor. I do not want to see if
he's
launching. He's going in. Opti will feel a bit of the brunt of the space shuttle and get collapsed upon as well. Sentry gun has been cleared out, and in this awkward sort of no man's land here, they do force out Vanny, who gets his own Uber charge, and because of their positioning and their patient gameplay, they actually managed to back out quite easily here for top 5 rocket. They lose obviously some people. It is an Uber charge at the end of the day, but they've held quite steadfast here for the top 5 rocket.
Yeah, I mean, I think top 5 are just so coordinated. They were immediately out with all their core players, left their 2 soldiers behind, but I think you can get away with that. Their 2 scouts, Demo and Med, were immediately out. Hugo tries to bomb in on Elicor. Elicor gets caught by spam from Voxy, and suddenly they're going to have to back out to mid, play a bit more passive.
Alright, that red square turns into a blue square. And don't worry, chat, I've noticed as well, they've changed colours here. They're keeping you on your toes, and they're keeping me on my toes as well. So, let's see if they can keep matching up more of those blue squares for Feint Gaming. They have got their Ubercharge to even out against Mueller's advantage, but I think we're going to see a lot more of that respect. I am doing finger quotes when I say it that way, Dempsey. Respect here, which is basically passive play. They don't want to just lose for any sort of silly notion as pushing or going aggressive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this is going to be a repeat of the Nerd Rage Global Clan game where we saw a pyro and a sniper coming out. I think this will be a lot. Oh, the double bomb. Dwo's in. They're all on Vaxi. He uses, but they lose Elikor in the process. I didn't even see how that happened.
Again, this is another one of those scenarios where, yeah, you did force them, but when does a force turn into just a good Uber? They have got the mid cap point, and they could probably keep sailing away with this after capturing it. They will cap it all together and start high-fiving each other on the point because they want to deny that forward respawn for these three players returning over on top 5 rocket. So they're getting for second now. They actually get spam out poor little Mueller, and Opti actually craters. He was so aggressive, and Mueller keeps himself just alive, but it was looking a bit hairy there. If they didn't have so many bodies in front of the explosive damage there, I think Mueller would have been forced.
Poor Elikor just got back from spawn, immediately got bombed and almost died again. But they're going to be using this to push mid. A lot of spam on Mula, but he's playing just far back enough that he doesn't have to worry about it. He has the health pack if he needs it. Now they're just going to cap this out. Even Ubers again. I think we are maybe going to see another Duo core back double bomb, with hopefully Elikor staying a bit more passive this time.
It's really awkward to do these sort of double bombs against the Medicare because they've got this wondrous invention called the shutter door here, Dempsey. It's like your own personal panic room. As soon as you see some red player jumping at you, close the door.
Yeah, I mean, they're still trying to get something done. Opti's bombing the bomber, catches him out.
Hugo's chasing. Oh, he's on top of Elikor. And 1 rocket, 2 rocket, 3 rockets dead. Elikor is no longer with us, as this does give Feint Gaming the license to start pushing in. They don't have to worry about any sticky traps now. They can just sail away to any location on the map knowing it's going to be a fair fight.
Dare I say that Elikor is maybe feeding a little? Dare I say it?
Heresy. The ETF2L player of the season entourage will have your head. Opti going down to callback here. I guess they went a bit aggressive for Feint Gaming's like, and he does go down as well. But yeah, just both teams just seesawing back against each other. Every time I try and build momentum as a caster alongside these momentum as a push, it just gets shunted down by these trades.
Yeah, I mean, every time it seems like, or these last few bombs and pushes that Feint have tried, or sorry, top 5 rocket have tried, they're getting it done, they're forcing the medic, but then they're also just feeding Elikor somewhere. And suddenly, your nice little Uber ad turns into a huge player disad, and you just have to leave.
Hugo, he's going in, he's bombing in. The panic room has been enabled though. They've actually got people in front of the panic room as well. Panic bodyguards as he has been taken out. But Duo's like, yay, I get to play the video game as... Oh no, I thought they were just going to send him in on his own. His entourage is joining him. They're going to spam out Pepper Up Vanny before they throw in one soldier. And, okay, we'll pretend we didn't see that, Duo. It's okay. It's alright, buddy.
Yeah, and they're just back out. They've decided, that was enough of an attempt. And they're just chilling.
It hurts, because not only do you have the pressure of the game, you've got the pressure of all of our eyes watching as well. I don't think I would do well if I had God knows how many people watching all of my jumps. Fopti, he's in the bunker. You're not supposed to be in the panic room, and panic from Neo has turned into sort of fight rather than flight. They've killed off that aggressive soldier, and another trade is surely going to happen here for top 5 rocket. There we go.
Yep, that was a quick one. Feint just back on mid, waiting for their soldier to respawn so they can sack in again. And I really was confident in top 5 after the first 2 minutes of this game, and it's just slowed down. It's become Premiership TF2. It's become the Sackwave game.
Hey man, this is where the game goes from race car driving to chess game. They're just plying their pieces. Let's see who can do the smarter play. They're spamming out here over on Fate Gaming to help Opti out just a little bit, but Panic Room strats are hard to come by and overcome.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll see another soldier bomb from top 5. Yep, he's in. Doesn't get anything. And, oh, bomb from Hugo straight onto Mula, forces the Uber. They stay in there too long. They should have left immediately. Stayed in Valley trying to get the spam out, and they just leave Mula open.
Very greedy. I don't know what they expected to happen when they were still pushing in. They lose a soldier straight off the bat. Either they're going to think that the spam is going to be godlike and they're going to force it without a soldier play. Oh my god, the trap! The trap onto Vanny from the flank area! Oh no, I'm not going to say that this was a 4D, 5D chess move, but they push in, they fluff up the spam play to then bait them into pushing, sort of, and then Vanny drops to the sticky trap. Oh, Elikor, back on that play of the week poll.
How do you do that? Someone tell me how you do that to just blind at a med. I don't know what secrets of TF2 I have to unlock, but
it's tilting as well, because those sort of things just send ripples throughout your mumble, and you can't really concentrate on the video game anymore. They're going to Uber in now. Oh god, Duo's even denying Opti on this flank, so they're not even getting any avenue for Fate Gaming to get back
behind.
in.
They're collapsing back on Mula, 2 rockets, catches out another rocket on Elikor, gets cleaned up by Yeehaw in the Scout 2v1, gets caught up, but they're so low. Feint can just take this back in and pressure them all the way out.
Yeah, they had a bit of a flank problem also for Fate Gaming. They had to stay behind and play patiently because they were worried about Duo getting behind, but they control him much easier than how top5rocket controlled against their aggressive flank. So with Mula down and Vanny up, it's like that Uber charge drop never happened. They're going to start pushing in, and they can get it for free. It's a midpoint.
Yeah, it's a midpoint, but top5rocket are walking back into it.
Oh,
spamming back, so down low, gets caught out by the scout.
Back cap?
Oh no.
Neo? He's brought back 2 players, and maybe even the entire squad if you look at it that way. So they've got an overcharge for Fate Gaming. They need to think about what they want to pull off here in this transitional play. It looks like they're identifying all the outliers for top5rocket and where they're hiding as well. So no more flank, no more back caps. They're just going to start greeding it up here on mid, despite having an Uber charge that they can run over top5rocket at any moment.
Yeah, I mean, top5rocket maybe had a little too much going on at one time. I mean, they sent Neo back for that back cap, but they also picked up Mac for free on the mid. And you know, once you get that demo advantage, having both scouts to play around is so big for your team. So having one of those scouts back on a back cap, you're really just maybe spreading your team a little too thin.
It's 19 minutes left and it's 0-0. I'm feeling pretty good about my prediction roundabout now, Dempsey.
You know, I was feeling good for the first minute, and it's all gone downhill. Hugo's in, getting caught up. Oh, Yeehaw picks up Korvac. They get Hugo, but Yeehaw's behind on Mula. Hits 1, hits 2, can't hit the third.
Oh, that was scary. He was one-shottable, let's just say, over on Mula. And yeah, they're going to start pushing in now. He's still kind of technically one-shottable, but they feel so confident they've got all their chickens counted and they're pushing in. Duo buys some space, and not only some space, but the midpoint for his team. They don't even need the Uber.
Yeah, I mean, Duo was almost a casualty, but not enough players really up on the side of Feint to pressure him fully and secure that frag. Opti bombing around into the flank, but no one's there except Elikor and Neo. He's back out to get buffed up and try again once Mula's there.
Yeah, the beauty of having that little perch as well is if things screw up, you've got a little bit of high ground to get back out again. It's hard to kind of punish a soldier who does those sort of double jump plays around the corner there, predicting those pushes.
Yeah, Opti looking like he maybe wants to find another opportunity. Elikor looking for something to happen, has a sticky below him, probably just to deny a soldier bomb, but maybe for a jump.
He's listening for a jump, and he's gonna pre-firing the pipes, and he's thinking this is gonna make a sick beta legacy video.
Yeah, just waiting for the sound cue of hearing a rocket and then spamming pipes. I mean, I'm sure it works. Duo's in now, but Vanny's back in the panic room.
0-0 for both of these teams. I am shocked to think that this is still the first mid from way before. Elacor does get a trap onto Hugo, and I mean, I guess you can count that as a counter-suicide.
Yeah, I mean, why not, you know? There's a lot to be going on here. They're trying to take the flank again, see if they can do something with their soldiers, put Elacor in a position to deny a bomb, maybe. Elacor's pushing up under a little bit, looking for some spam on Vanny to help out his poor soldiers. Vanny's just dodging it, and Foxx shooting them. Oh, Korvax in, hits a rocket. Vanny with a great surf around the whole lobby.
So they throw in 2 soldiers. They were hoping that one would just be the distraction, or they can have follow-up again from Duo, but he decides to just... Oh, Elacor went down. I was going to say it was a nice play because they took out Mac, but Elacor just goes down to a scout immediately, overextended, so all for naught, basically. As the 2 scouts, they want to hold on to this midpoint, I guess. They could try. They're trying to play off each other's damage, but they can't really find the killing blows to any of these players. Everyone's just being healed up so nicely. They have got some respawners coming back for top5rocket. This could be the turning point for them, but they have to keep chasing. Duo, he's thrown himself at the Wolves, and the Wolves have happily lapped him up here, and nobody can seem to finish off anybody unless they're throwing themselves here. Dempsey.
Yeah, I mean, they're busting through the flank now, trying to take some space for their soldiers. Hugo's around through the flank all the way behind, making a distraction. Getting the health pack, just trying to bide his time, but they're sending people back. Korvac and QB able to pick him up, and suddenly that flank play is all for naught.
Yeah, that's the sign of weakness. Not only is it Hugo going down, but that was expected, but Yeehaw going down? Really, really shocking to see here. They've thrown in, they've actually popped off the Uber, and they're milking it. They actually want to milk it here on top5rocket. Wow, that is some milkage. They've just completely trusted that this soldier, Opti, doesn't have enough DPS to lower these buff players out, and they've held on to it. Mac is still down for Feint Gaming. If the time to push here is... Well, actually, they don't have any scouts. I can see their sort of... there was reservations about pushing out here.
Elacor getting bombed again, just alone in Valley.
The exact same spot as well. He's died a couple of times in that very spot, trusting his sticky traps to defend against those soldiers way too much there, and it punishes him yet again. They can't really do anything with this Uber charge now.
Yeah, I think them milking the Uber before is definitely all because they're down the scouts. Taking an Uber push without scouts is pretty rough, and trying to get out, run away with an Uber without a scout is even rougher. So I think once they know that both their scouts are down and they don't have, you know, the scout screaming on the mic for the Uber, you can just kind of patiently back out.
So when things go all quiet and even between both of these teams, Feint predict a spy, but top5rocket go sniper. Let's see. Neo, he's had some headshot moments, but not really taking over the game. But, oh, well, I eat my own words. He's just completely taken over this second point. Takes out Mac, first shot, surprising shot, and Elacor and
Feint taking this in, though. They know they have a sniper. They know they can take so much room and try and get frags. So they're fighting QB here. QB has the Uber waiting to get popped. It gets popped, it's so much better for Feint. Eventually pops on Voxy, but nothing to be found. They're just looking at the Uber so far. Hugo gets a flash. Can Foxy pick up QB? He can't. Hugo gets sniped, body shot out of the air. Suddenly it's falling apart again.
The post-fight is getting kind of scrappy. It's actually surprisingly going top5rocket's way. I've never seen an Uber charge that ended up later, but they got the better position in the post-Uber. Very, very strange here. Elacor and Mula still want to keep fighting this. He's got the boomstick out. Doesn't quite hit him, and oh, it's a scout versus demo matchup, and it's just like you picture it. Doesn't matter about the names, as they will go down, and Vanny, he's back, he's healing people, and thus he's building overcharge just that little bit quicker compared to Mula. Duo has managed to sneak his way in behind, and he's in the panic room as well. He's never taken this angle before. He's on top of Vanny, and even Vanny can't surf out of this little area. It's such an enclosed space. Makes it great for a bunker, horrible for a Superman flying zone.
Yeah, I mean, Feint going to use this to try and get into mid. Hugo bombing around, eating up packs. QB's just waiting on the point, but he's getting spammed up by 2 now. Eats a rocket. Elacor eats 2 rockets. Foxy picks him up.
It's just what happens. 3 man versus 1, and that man will definitely die. They're claiming this midpoint here, despite being an Uber charge down or some heals down for the squad. They link up now, and I mean, Muller doesn't have the Uber charge right now, so they're going to see if they can hold close. Maybe set up a clever sticky trap or so. I already see Max setting up some cute ones over on the valley side, but I don't know. I don't see them playing it greedy here for top 5 rocket. I think they might even just push in with just how close they're holding.
Yeah, I mean, Hugo's posted up on the vents, or as I like to call it, the Among Us spot. Just waiting to see if anyone will want to push through choke. Eventually drops down. I think Feint want to take their own push here, pushing into house with their flank, or sorry, their combo even pushing into valley to try and make some room for Opti and Hugo. Be interesting to see what they can get. I mean, Mula's definitely further out than the panic bunker, making his way back now, but still a bit forward.
11 minutes, 0-0. Turbo is looking like this godliest saint of all of oracleness right now. One round is all they need between both of these teams. They've got 11 minutes to do it. They get an air pipe onto Opti, kind of guided in and kind of herded by the scouts scatter, but it still counts.
You know, an air shot's an air shot, and Feint are back to mid. Now we get to see Duat and Korbak probably bombing in, but Korbak just spamming, not even really looking for anything. Maybe they think better of it, just back out to second, play it even safer. Duat's on Hugo in lobby, picks up the frag, but trading soldiers is all that's going to happen. That's just going to delay another eventual sack wave.
I think these roamers are had enough. They're going on strike here. They don't even want to throw their bodies when another opposing roamer goes down during all the fighting. My stats, think of my stats.
Yeah, I think demo mains always cry in a stalemate. They can just see their 400 DPM slipping away by the seconds.
Oh, well, hopefully the sticky traps will make up for it, as both teams are just kind of setting up some kind of heavy foresight, clever ones that expect to push in and a sort of flank plays or whatever at this point.
We were talking about this in before we went live. Do you think maybe we're going to have to resort to talking about what cosmetics people are using in the next 5 minutes?
I will never. I will sooner leave for this mumble than I will ever delve into that. Don't worry, we'll dip into some topic. So, how was your day, Dempsey?
It was alright, you know. Thought I had more to do, but stuff got cancelled, so all I'm doing is chilling, casting some TF2 as everyone gets air piped.
Whoa, air sticky, lad. Let's not mince words.
Okay.
Whoa.
I'm sorry,
Right.
no, I just love Elicor so much.
Elicor breathes and it's just like, oh, Elicor, he's such a genius. Ball back. He's trying to jump in. They're actually throwing a scout as well over on, and they forced him. I guess a scout is the tipping point here for an Ubercharge or for Feint Gaming. He actually gets out as well. That's usually the run the risk. 2 is maybe just enough, but 3 feels too much to give up when you're making these sack plays. But if you can throw 3 in and get 1 back, hey.
Yeah, I think when top 5 rocket were running away there, QB went down so low. I think if he gets caught out there, then Feint can really take it to them. But having 2 scouts alive is just so good for any defense. Elicor trying to nuke himself through. Clips his head on the doorframe, that's gotta hurt.
I feel like every single Uber from top 5 rocket seems to involve Elicor must jump with the Uber, like it 100%. It's not a push otherwise. I feel like it's just a piece of paper where he's like, right, I jump in the Uber, question mark, profit, and they just keep tapping the paper like, look, just follow the plan.
Yeah, it's really nuke Elicor in, pray Elicor hits 4 pipes, kills 4 people, and then you still mess up a push.
Mac though, this is his dream of pushing, checking for sticky traps, inching his playmate. Oh wait, no, he's going to bomb in just like Elicor. God damn it.
Nope.
Okay, but they don't find anybody with this Uber charge, and they can't even find people on the flank as well. So they will lose mid. I think they still want to hold on to it. I see an aggressive Muller and Elicor on mid holding still, and I feel like, yep, that's the exact same spot he died in last time, and he got piped and shot down again, and that's a shame as well. Muller just had his Uber charge just cooked up. It would have been a different affair if he was alive for that Uber.
Elicor really is the life giver and destroyer of top 5 rocket. I mean, the team is so built around him when it comes to heals. He gets so many heals. does a decent amount of damage, but then he's just out there in the wilderness and gets caught and dies, and suddenly top5rocket have to leave again.
The mad general marching his army in. Guys, we can definitely hold this. I know we don't have overcharge, but we're going in. It's like, okay, Elikor, whatever you say, Elikor. I'm sure it's not him though. It's a team effort. Maybe somebody else is coming. We don't know.
Yeah, I think Elikor will be at the nursing home telling the nurses stories of 2014 double sticky bombs into mid.
Why are we making him out to be the general? He could be the victim in this. They'd be like, Elikor, it's time to push, and he's like, okay.
Yes, honey.
It's the old.
Opti's in another air fight.
God, it's like I feel like I'm in Groundhog Day. I'm just watching the same plays happen on this Metaworks map. It's 6 minutes left. I'm pretty sure it was 4 minutes left a little bit ago, and it's gone back up in time.
I mean, this is just the replay. This is the definition of insanity. It's the teams both know the quote-unquote direct or correct play in the meta, and they know exactly how to do it. They've perfected the meta of the single Solly sack and pressuring for this Solly sack. But then, when that doesn't work and you're just stuck in this tug of war, maybe it's time to try something new. But then, of course, you're in the playoffs. Why would you try something new? Stick to the formula. Stick to what works.
Alright, it's time to throw Opti in. Opti jumps. Opti gets shot by something. He goes down. They decide to throw in Duo. They pressure with Duo alongside. We're casting from the future. 5D chess here.
I think really you can predict what will happen next. They're going to take the flank. Duo, maybe Korvac. Korvac will probably spam. Duo might bomb. Or they're just going to play it.
Follow the recipe, Dempsey. Follow the recipe. They're going to spam out the medic first. Pepper up poor Vanny. Something will go wrong for one of these teams, and then there'll be a bit of seesawing for 2 minutes, and then we'll be back to square one.
You know, if this was open playoffs, someone would have gone spy.
If this was open playoffs, somebody would have pulled out a huntsman at something, or... Right, don't look at the neighbours. Don't look at what's all the fun they're having on their back garden. Stick to your own playhouse back here. We're casting Prem.
It took Picasso his whole life to learn to paint like a child. I think some Prem players need to learn to play like an open player and just go spy. Go huntsman. Do what you want.
You got to know the rules before you can break them, and this is the knowing the rules part.
Yeah, I think they should be watching more Dum Tum streams of open playoffs.
This is Dum Tum's team, man. It's Faint Gaming. I feel like maybe this is what they're missing their coach in the locker room say, like, right, man, you can learn a thing or two from these open players.
Right, I was watching this open finals last week. Saw some good stuff.
There's actually quite an interesting mid-fight here. They've got a bit of a standoff here. top5rocket do get a good foothold, but they lose one player and it just crumbles beneath them, and they decide to back out.
Mula was inches away from, I think, dropping Vanny with an arrow, and I gotta respect him for going for it.
Mac is joining on the flank now. He's going to send some artillery in with these bombs, and Opti's not going for the double bomb. It's now just a regular flank onto the roaming soldier. They get the pick onto Korvac, but they lose Opti as well. Hugo goes down, and that's less numbers than top 5 gaming. Time to back out, time to reset, time to keep going.
Yeah, you know, all they do is really press tab, 5 less than 4, back out. 5 more than 4, back out. I can't even do it, that's why I'm not Prem.
Alright, Duo. Poor lad. Poor boy. It's time to go in, Duo. No, Daddy, no, it hurts. I don't want to go in anymore. No, Duo, you must go. Okay, we've got some
alright.
Got some differences here. We've got Yeehaw and Sniper. This is when
came on the mic.
This is when you start barreling down and thinking, oh, we need some change here. A body shot. Laid out.
Another
2
body shot.
So that's 1 less player, but they've got a sniper on the team. It makes pushing out hard. So you need 2 snipes onto 2 dead players here to really make it count. But they switch up. They've played this scenario before. Time for the sniper hold. And the sniper hold takes out 1 player over on the flank. That flank is just a little bit weaker now.
Yep, and it's back to mid.
But they've got a sniper.
Buff your sniper up. It is. It's slightly different.
Foxy, oh, there we go.
QB even.
That's good. I think that's the only person on that flank there. And Mulan was poking his head bottom, so there's possibilities. There's chances. Let's see. But it's so hard for a sniper to kind of find the line without putting himself in grave danger. He can go for the safe play, which is underneath, or he could go for
Duos
this
on
dangerous
Voxy.
flank.
Gets caught out. That is two. QB just
He's
respawned.
got the sight line. He sees
Muller.
Muller. He's trying to snipe him, but he's doing some fancy footwork. Grease lightning here on Muller's keyboard. Won't quite get sniped, and they've been pushed out. The pressure alone. It's 1 minute left. My crystal ball. I need to go out and buy lottery tickets quickly. Finish this game here, Vane Gaming.
You know, there's still time for a 5-2 scoreline.
Oh, they brought out the pyro here for QB. He's trying to reflect things. That was the hero play. That was not what they wanted to happen. Elcor will get the kill, final last sticky kill onto Opti, who
The last
was looking
time we were in the situation, we know what happened.
They have still got the sniper though, and they're at last point. This is much stronger of position, but with 1 minute left, and it's gonna go to like a golden cap scenario. And God forbid a golden mid scenario if we keep going with this.
Yeah, I mean, last map we saw this exact situation, and Yeehaw was able to pick up Mula, but much safer hold this time. Voxy's trying to make some space, trying to distract for anything they can to try and get Yeehaw out, but there's just no room. At what point does Yeehaw need to just die and come back up and scout?
Neo, he has to shoot just before he can get the pick onto, well, any member of
And
player.
they're out.
Right, we need to calm down. We're sounding jaded here, like two grumpy old men. All it takes, it seems, is like 24 minutes of watching TF2 and nobody cats around like, no more.
All we have to do is watch the game and we can barely manage it. Yeehaw sniping, there's no NG, so both teams just hoping for something to happen. Uber Trade comes in from Feint, but nothing of it. QB on Pyro.
Yeah, they pick out Hugo, who was overextended a bit for those kills. Yeehaw gets a sniper equalising on that sort of, or if you can call it a flank, on that doorway on Duo. Voxy's been launched out, he's been set on fire.
Yeehaw with the headshot on Elicor.
Oh my god, Elicor's gone down. They've already kept her, and they also kept Voxy alive with the crossbow. It all comes together at the last minute. I'm an absolute genius. But most importantly, Vane Gaming win the game.
Oh my god, I think I need to hand in a resignation letter to DumTum.
Oh my god. Sweet, merciful Lord Gaming. Feint have done it. DumTum is a genius. We're all just... I don't believe it. I can't believe it. I have to believe it.
It was the DumTum master plan.
Yeah, just pull out a sniper, man. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeehaw aim good, Yeehaw play sniper.
Well, alright. I'm speechless. You know, if I can't say letters, let's look at some numbers.
Voxy died once that game?
And oh my god, I think his save at the last moment, I'm not sure if the cam caught it on the very final moments of that game, but Voxy was just about to go down. He was set alight, and then the crossbow from Vanny saved Voxy. It allowed him to kind of point pressure during all of that chaos of on top 5 rocket, and it really made them play just a bit too aggro, and just, oh my god, it just came together at the last moment. Everybody was just winning their skirmishes, winning their fights, landing their pikes, keeping alive, and it was the very final couple of seconds in the game.
Yeah, I mean, Elicor just got headshot while being pressured by a scout and immediately went down. It really is one of those big impact headshots that you don't see show up in the kill feed.
Oh my god. Look at the logs. Look at the logs and look at the differences between these two demo men. Look who had much more of a fun game compared to one another, and yet one has turned out to be the victor.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a better map for Elicor than Sunshine was. But, I don't know, Voxy just is doing... I feel like that was a perfect game of Combo Scout. Just so disciplined. No extra aggression when he doesn't need it. Just played perfectively to only die once in half an hour of top-level TF2.
Well. We've We have our champion, at least of this upper bracket, round one here, Dempsey. It will be Feint Gaming going in to fight off against Nerd Rage in the next section of their upper bracket gameplay. But it means our next game that we will be covering will be the lower bracket game, I'm pretty sure. And that will be top5rocket versus Global Clan. Was there any doubts here, Dems?
I mean, I thought coming into this that it was going to be pretty handy for Feint Gaming. After seeing that first map, I definitely thought just top5rocket soldiers and demo would give them the win on Metalworks. I thought they were going to roll in with double sacks. They were going to send their players in, pick up frags, roll through the map. You know, Feint would pick up some points on the way, but that was so slow, so methodical, and dare I say lucky for for Feint Gaming there. I mean, I think if anything the playoffs has shown this season is that you can never expect what will happen just by looking at league table scores. I think this was much closer than anyone would have expected, and I think this is one of the best seasons ETF2L could have decided to bring in double elimination.
Oh baby. Well, on that note, we need to start ending this thing. Believe it or not, it has to end after the long marathon of a game that seemed to be repeating itself. Groundhog Day has ended over in this Metalworks map. There will be sadly no third map, but we've got more bang for buck here in this double elimination. You'll be seeing a lot more maps than you've ever hoped for. So tune in to Team Fortress TV for that. If you want to find any more information about all these matches, about all these players, and what's going to keep going on and happening over in the realm of TF2 competitively, find that over on Team Fortress TV. But before we go, I'm going to leave off with Dempsey. Is there any going to be, any sort of shout outs, any special people out there, Dempsey, that we need to shout out?
Shout out to my boys and girls over at Vegan Chaos. Gotta give a shout out to Wiethoofd for the production, and my fellow caster TurboTabs for making that Metalworks game a little less boring.
Oh, that's the spirit. I'm going to give a big shout out to all the viewers at home. You're the reason we do this. Thank you very much. Obviously, a big shout out to all of our TF staff working hard behind the scenes as well. We even bring our writers into the casting room sometimes. Who knows who we'll bring in next? Mods? Who knows? Otherwise, a big shout out to Wiethoofd again for showing off the thing. A big shout out to the teams for an entertaining match. I like the stalemate. I like chess. Okay. I like the gameplay, the thinking, and also, most of all, I like being right. So, a big shout out to my prediction. But that's it, ladies and gentlemen.
Don't forget, we do have the North American Community Clash tournament this weekend. So, if you're after that game, if you're feeling hungry for any more live broadcast at TF2, that will be casted on Twitch. The group stages are on the 8th of May, with the playoffs then on the 9th. The EU tournament will also be on June 12th, 13th. I believe signups are still open, so you can still sign up if you want to play in that.
Excellent. Anyway, if you can't seem to remember all these details, or you're missing your pen and paper, don't worry, you can catch the VOD over on our Twitch channel. We're going to have it on YouTube at some point eventually. And finally, all the details will be on teamfortress.tv. Otherwise, thanks for tuning in to teamfortress.tv. I've been TurboTabs. With me on the co-cast has been Dempsey, Wiethoofd on that production. Feint Gaming versus top5rocket in our upper bracket. Round 1 of season 38 was what we covered, and we'll be covering more and seeing you soon in the future. Bye-bye.